Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and today we're going to be talking about Slaanesh and his Legion of Access. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. And if you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Legion of Access. Amongst the armies of chaos, the Legions of Access are reported to be one of the most perverse, yet graceful demon forces ever encountered. With whirling claws and bladed limbs, the demons of Slaanesh march into battle with an unnatural grace. They are as mesmerizing to behold as they are deadly and corruptive. Although Slaanesh would prefer to seduce his enemies into submission, this tactic doesn't always work for the Dark Prince. When the souls of mortals need to be forcefully cut from their bodies rather than giving willingly, or a territory within the Immaterium must be fought over, Slaanesh calls upon his demonic armies, the Legions of Access. Although Slaanesh's forces cannot match the raw power of Khorne's cohorts, or the resiliency of Nurgle's Talibands, or the eldritch might of Tzeentch's hosts, they are possessed of a speed and lethality that is unequal in the Immaterium and real space. Each type of Legion of Access varies greatly in both composition and the tactics they employ. The Flayer Legions are given over to the wanton destruction, and their many demonettes take great pleasure in the act. The Hunter Legions are masters at the quick kill, and are built primarily around fast-moving cavalry and chariots. They are ideal for tracking down specific quarry, for Slaanesh always collects his due. The Flamboyant Glamiatrix Legions are the most sorcerous, relying heavily upon psychic powers and mesmerisms. The Terror Legions are a shock force, specializing in elaborate, gory displays of combat. They are infamous for unleashing a barrage upon the senses, and can overwhelm weak-willed enemies. The Legions of Eternal Punishment have no speciality, but rather call upon the damnations of Slaanesh, intermixing facades of magic and temptation, alongside their finely honed battlecraft. Perhaps the strangest of all the Legions of Access are the Khorne Legions. To them, battle is but a dance. Their garish demons whirl about one another as they slay the foe in bizarrely choreographed maneuvers. While they lack the speed and pursuit of other types of Legions of Access, the elegance and creativity with which each kill is carried out often captures the favor of the Divine Master in a way that most practical assaults could never hope to emulate. The main body of troops in most Legions of Access are the lesser demons known as demonettes, the handmaidens of the Lord of Pleasure. These feminine-looking lesser demons' seductive bodies are startling contrast to their grotesque claws. They are lightning-quick and fearful foes in hand-to-hand combat. In battle, demonettes can be seen in a swift surge dancing across the bloody-soaked ground, dead bodies forming a carpet beneath their feet. Their honeyed voices are raised in joyous songs of praise to Slaanesh as they slay and maim in the name of agony and pleasure. They are swift, dexterous killers, gifting their victims with a mixture of excruciatingly painful caresses and the most delicate and tender of killing strokes. Even in the most gruesome of conflicts, demonettes smile in secret ecstasy as they go about their deadly work, delighting in the raw waves of emotion emanating from their enemies. They are vicious in the extreme, and never miss an opportunity to inflict a last twist on the foe's wound before they can die. Indeed, demonettes enjoy nothing more than playing with their prey, such as holding up an enemy's severed limb to show the shocked victim, or using their serpent-striking speed to inflict dozens of cosmetic wounds to trace rude words in their target's body. Each act of disfigurement and humiliation is met with a shrill excitement by the demonettes, each trying to outperform the other in some extravagance. By doing such horrific acts, they can then drink in the terror and despair, tasting the raw emotions that fill the air. The cavalcades of these legions, with a predilection for speed or hitting power, such as the Hunter or Terror Legions, will often include a large number of Seeker cavalry. A steed of Slaanesh is a swift and powerful bipedal creature, with a serpentine body propelled on two long muscular legs. The color of its hide eternally shifts from a soft blue to pastel purple. Its head is extremely narrow, little more than a slender snout with eyes, from which a tongue several meters long darts out. The steed's tongue can taste the desires of mortals, and so swollen are their sensoriums that they can trace fear, joy, and lust on the breeze from a kilometer away. Their eyes glint with energies of the god that created them. Sometimes a demonette, or rarer still, a mortal champion, will steal into Slaanesh's glorious pastures to secure themselves a steed from amongst the herds. Such an endeavor is arduous, for the beasts do not tire and can run at great speeds for an eternity, if required, outpacing any pursuer. To succeed, the hunter must exploit the creature's insatiable curiosity. Like all demons of Slaanesh, the steeds crave sensory experiences, and they will quickly investigate something that is new or different. A cunning pursuer can lure a steed with shining gems, or ambush them as they drink from rivers of exotic spirits or scented oils. If a demonette can sneak close to a steed while it is distracted, she can use a chain of fine gold or silver to ensnare it. Steeds are vicious, and their clawed feet kick and their tongues lash out like whips as they seek to escape. Once chained, the demonette has many ways to placate the beast and calm its anger, making it her own. With her new mount secured, the demonette will ride into war as a seeker of Slaanesh. Seekers of Slaanesh are swift beyond belief, their long, sinuous bodies undulating as they speed towards the foe on delicate bird-like feet. With their unnatural tracking ability, there is little sense in running from a seeker, and few of their chosen quarry ever escape. The demons often back off in their pursuit, so as to prolong the terror of their victim, fanning the flames of false hope for a little longer. When they go in for the kill, the steed's long, toxic-coated tongues dart out to ensnare the victims, shuddering in delight as they taste the mortal soul. Before the horrific morsel can struggle free, they are dragged towards the demonic beast and their riders, whose fanged smile and curving claws welcome them to an agonizing oblivion. Oftentimes, demonettes combine these seekers into secret chariots of Slaanesh. Secret chariots are no subtle creation, as the straining, demonic steed pulls the secret chariot to full speed. Swirling shapes sear the air with blinding streaks of the most vibrant and luxurious colors. The metal axles screeching in disharmony akin to the wailing of tormented souls. A terrible cacophony that elongates between the chanting of the demonettes and the hoots of the steed. When the chariot finally crashes home, the demonettes dance from yoke to spar, laughing as their ever-disembowelling strikes weave bloody trails in the air. Also common amongst the Legion of Access is a variant chariot known as a Hellflayer of Slaanesh. The Hellflayer of Slaanesh is armed with a large, grinding blade in its center to slice apart enemies caught in its path. All of these fast-moving demons are in support of demon in packs in the Legion of Access. Any of the Legion types can include the beasts known as Fiends, but they appear in great numbers in the Glamatrix and the Terror Legions, and are infrequent in current legions. Fiends of Slaanesh appear to be unholy mixtures of creatures, chimerical beings from warp-induced nightmares given physical shape. Such a collage of forms should by all rights repulse the sane mind, but fiends exude an unnatural musk, a heady fragrance that attracts and immobilizes their prey. The narcotic pleasure they exude are reserved only for their enemies, lacing mortal thoughts with the most rapturous of dreams. As a mortal succumbs to the persistent sweet taste of euphoria, their limbs grow heavy and their mind drifts dreamily elsewhere. It is then that the fiend closes in, moving like a swafting breeze given form, until the demon's razor-sharp claws sweep down and render its unresisting victim apart with luxurious care. A god of whims and bizarre fancies, the Dark Prince encourages such personal fulfillments in his generals, the keepers of secrets. There is nothing so repulsive, yet charming, as a greater demon known as the Keeper of Secrets, the closest companion and servant of Slaanesh, and the leaders of his Legion of Access. Covered in glamour and mind-dulling musk, these monstrous demons mask their true nature with supernatural allure. Their powerful muscular bodies are always decked with jewels that hold the souls of their choicest victims, and their razor-sharp claws are always decorated with brightly colored lacquer. A Keeper of Secrets is a highly intelligent creature, a being whose silver tongue and languished gestures belie its true power. It is claimed these are the most entrancing of all immortals, and that to look upon one is to surrender every last shred of self-will. A greater demon of Slaanesh knows the most intimate desires of every mortal being, and will use this horrific knowledge to gain power over its foes, seducing them with whispered promises they cannot hope to resist. Few who have encountered these demons can describe the shame of their desire, nor the lust for violence and depravity that overwhelms their rational sense in its presence. But the Keeper of Secrets is more than just a master of the psyche. On the field of battle, it is a graceful yet vicious killer that delights in the excessive wanton violence it unleashes. Pain and pleasure are irrevocably blended in the minds of Slaaneshi greater demons, meaning that their blissful enjoyment of battle is unmatched in or outside of the warp. However, Keepers of Secrets are only used by Slaanesh when all else has failed, for violence is but a small element of the Dark Prince's nature. When sheer, uncompromising force is the only course left, Slaanesh tasks his greater demons to deliver it in excess. Keepers of Secrets take sadistic pleasure in all acts of killing and torture, considering excruciatingly painful deaths as another form of creative expression. They take delight in the interplay of explosions and horror, feeding upon the strong emotions triggered by mortals as they are torn apart. Their limbs are both delicate and hideously strong at the same time, moving blinding strikes as they eviscerate their opponents, spilling blood in pleasing patterns and spreading bodies apart in an exotic tapestry. The desperate pleas of mercy and the berserker battle cries of blood-crazed warriors are like music to these greater demons' ears, a delectable opera that honors Slaanesh. The ways of murder are many, and the Keeper of Secrets must explore them all. On the field of battle, the Keeper of Secrets are rarely encountered alone. They are invariably accompanied by swarms of prancing demonettes and ubiquitous lesser demons of the Prince of Chaos. They dance across the killing fields, singing the praise of their master and dealing death to the armies of men. Worst of all, the demonettes often avoid killing the enemy's greatest champions and leaders, slaying or corrupting lesser troops as a delectable foretaste of the glorious spectacle that is the coming of the Keeper of Secrets. The champions are taunted and teased by the demonettes until the battlefield is carpeted with the corpses of the twitching dead, and when the greater demon appears, the slaughter and corruption truly begins. As well as being peerless warriors, a Keeper of Secrets is said to possess arcane knowledge of many mystical arts. It is said that they can hear anything that is said anywhere in any dimension, and it is this ability that earned them the moniker of Keeper of Secrets. They have also been known to trade their knowledge for gifts of services. Using the secrets at their disposal, they are able to weave intricate spells of misdirection and mystification, leading the weak to their inevitable doom and sending the strong on fool's errands. A Keeper of Secrets can invade the thoughts and senses of its enemies, penetrating their every psychic defense, sending them visions of glory, stroking their egos, and stoking their innermost desires to lead the fools astray. To corrupt those warriors who are pure at heart and possess noble intent is the greatest of their skills, for they will inevitably turn every quest for glory into a sacrifice upon the altar of the Lord of Pleasure's perverse will. Beneath the Keeper of Secrets in command are the Heralds of Slaanesh. Each lead one of the Legion's subunits, known as a cavalcade. Of these formations, there are 6 in total in each Legion, for that is the sacred number most often associated with Slaanesh. These Heralds of Slaanesh are quite the generals. A Herald of Slaanesh is an elite form of a demonette, a lesser demon of Slaanesh, the Prince of Chaos. The physical appearance of a Herald of Slaanesh is mystifying, both impossibly twisted and shamefully intriguing. The hermaphroditic form of the demon is both repulsive and nearly impossible for a mortal to turn away from. Their graceful bodies and praying voices lure wayward souls to lower their defenses and open up to the ravenous, violent consumption from the jaws and jagged claws of the ladies of Slaanesh. Heralds of Slaanesh oftentimes appear vaguely feminine, with pale, purplish skin. One of their arms will usually mutate at the elbow into a huge, crab-like pincer or other natural weapon. Like most demons of Slaanesh, heralds often have extraordinarily long, prehensile tongues, and may sport a single or multiple sets of female humanoid breasts, a particular mark of favor of the hermaphroditic Prince of Pleasure. A herald's androgynous charm is heightened by a permeating sense of flirtation. This is heightened by the strange musk that hangs about them like a cloying perfume. Yet there is something about admiring their charm that causes self-loathing amongst any who view them. Heralds possess a hypnotic glamour, an aura that disguises their true forms, rendering them as alluring visions of perfection. Though their true forms are repulsive and terrifying, Their supernatural powers make them appear as the ultimate beauty and object of desire in the eyes of mortals, regardless of their species, gender, or morality. In several earlier encountered manifestations, Heralds' features also included white, milky skin, bald heads, female breasts, narrow eyes, pointed teeth, and occasionally horns. Their legs end in bird-like three-taloned claws, and they may have long scything limbs in place of both arms. They are quick, attractive, and fearsome. More recent encounters between the Imperium and the demons of Slaanesh have seen their appearances change. They now appear more closely to be female, with tentacle-like skin, leading some savants to believe that the Heralds are dictating the appearance of most demonettes in order to cater to humans. Rather than crab-like claws of old, their talons are sickle shaped, and as a whole, they appear far more attractive and seductive than their previous counterparts. So much so that there are tales of soldiers refusing to fight when they catch a glimpse of their alluring beauty. The Heralds of Slaanesh are much more powerful than their sisters, and are allowed free reign within the pleasure palace in the realm of chaos. The greatest of their kind are even privileged enough to ascend to Slaanesh's dais, where they feed their twisted patron sweet meats and stroke his body with their oiled claws. When they are not reclining around their master's throne, the Heralds of Slaanesh serve him in other ways. Primarily, the handmaidens act as lieutenants in the Dark Prince's Legion of Excess, leading the lesser demons of the Legion's constituent conclaves to fulfill the desires of each Legion's ruling Keeper of Secrets. There were a number of titles borne by the Heralds of Slaanesh, such as the Artisans of Pain, Abbess of Avarice, or a High Bakan of Glut. Whatever the epithet, the Slaaneshi Herald is a beacon of depravity, and wherever she goes, she whips other minions of the Dark Prince into a hedonistic fury, inspiring them to new heights of depravity. To them, battle is but an ongoing dance, and the Heralds are accomplished choreographers and performers both. On the battlefield, they cast agonizing psychic powers to render their foes weak and inspire them to give in to their deepest needs, before nimbly falling upon them with bladed limbs. Some are even known to go into battle riding seeker chariots. While they are masterful warriors and leaders, it is also to these depraved creatures that the Lord of Excess entrusts his more subtle schemes, such as acting as temptresses within the varied circles of torment that surround the Pleasure Palace, or seducing weak-willed mortals to their god's cause. As of all his demons, they are the most sensitive to the delicacies that the Dark Prince's ploy require on occasion. They might establish Slaaneshi chaos cults, corrupt the planetary governors, or simply assassinate a troublesome commander in his quarters. With promises of glory and self-fulfillment, the Heralds twist the aspirations and ambitions of her prey into self-obsession, paranoia, and madness, luring the victims onto the indulgent road towards self-destruction and the furtherance of the Dark Prince's desires. Although being the youngest of the Dark Gods, the Legions of Excess showcase how Slaanesh has the power to destroy any foe it comes across. And those were 40 facts on the Legion of Excess. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's because of them that we can do these videos. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. It's just $1 a month. With that $1, it helps us buy the giveaways that we do. With that said, let's announce the winners of the two prizes that we were giving away for the month of December. The first one is the Gene Stealer Cult starter, and that winner is this guy. The winner of the Sisters of Battle box set is this guy. Thank you for all those that participated. More giveaways coming at the end of the month. If you did win, contact us either Facebook or our email. Our email is onemindsyndicate1, so the number 1 @gmail.com. Just contact us and we will ship this out to you. Obviously, we're going to need your address and all that kind of stuff. But again, if you did not win, don't worry. We're going to try to be really on it with the giveaways for the month of December. As you guys have seen, because of the new year, we kind of got all mixed up and we couldn't announce the winner until now. But we're going to try to stay on it for this year. Expect more starter sets as the giveaways. But thanks for everybody that participated, and thank you for listening. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Oh, if you could put my freedom